y'all, Teresa here, and I am here to bring you part 2 of 26 things I've learned in my 26 years of life. So part 1 was the first 13 things I learned, and I just realized it was super long and I did a lot of talking, so I am here for part 2 for the other 13 reasons. So, 13 reasons why, that's funny. Anyway, I have not watched that series. But anyway, so if you want to see the other 13 things that I have learned in my 26 years of life, then let's get on into that video. Number 14, which is something that I've taken to heart like every day, is that when it comes to being healthy, you don't have to be perfect. I always impressed on myself to be perfect. I had to constantly be eating healthy, or I couldn't like sneak an Oreo or whatever. I can't eat Oreos now, but I was constantly like, I have to be perfect in this or I'm screwed, basically. But I'm actually a pretty healthy person now, but I'm not perfect. I have days where I want some chocolate chip cookies, some gluten-free chocolate chip cookies, but still, you know, I have days where I crave something or something sweet like a root beer, which is not super great for you, but like I have days where I overdo it, and I have days where I'm extremely healthy and extremely disciplined. But you don't have to be perfect every single day. You know, it's hard when if you mess up every single day, like it's probably not healthy. But if your goal is to just be healthy in general, having a little treat every now and then, or, you know, slipping up or whatever every now and then is not a big deal. You don't have to be perfect. Number 15 goes along with this. It's to take care of your body, whether that's eating healthy or running and exercising or getting enough sleep. All of those things, I know that if I don't take care of my body in any of those forms, or even just taking care of my skin, whether it's a really good healthy skin routine, or it's doing some face mask once a week or twice a week, or it's, you know, doing a deep conditioning treatment for my hair, like taking care of just my physical self is really important. And I have learned that because if I don't, I literally just look like a frumpster all the time. So it's like I need to take care of my body by dressing comfortably, but also like not looking like a potato, you know, whether that's that way, and that's also taking care of my mental psyche. There's, you know, taking care of my body where I'm exercising, I'm running, or I'm playing sports. There's taking care of my skin where I'm not eating a ton of junk food and just making sure I'm not breaking out super bad, and if I am, to take care of that by either not eating the junk food or doing some face masks or some treatments or something like that. So take care of your body. That's super important. Number 16 is that planning ahead does not always work out. I am a huge plan-aheader. I can tell you that a year ago, I would not have told you that this is where I would have been. A year ago, I was living in Arizona, and I had no idea that I was, like, even a year and 4 months ago, I didn't even know I was going to be living in Arizona, but I ended up living in Arizona. So planning ahead doesn't always work out. I try and plan ahead in, like, the adult responsible way, like I know when I'm graduating school and those kinds of things, but I'm not going to say 10 years from now, I'm going to live in this city, I'm going to own a house, I'm going to have this many kids. Like, that's not my plan, it's God's plan, and it doesn't always work out the way we want it to anyway. And, you know, things come up, and job offers, or just change of sceneries, or whatever, or schools that want you, you know, those things kind of come up all the time, and you can't control that, and you never know that they're going to come up. So, like, planning ahead doesn't always work out, and that's okay. Number 17 of things that I've learned is that I don't always need to be looking for a relationship. You know, I spent a lot of time single, and that's a lot of my life, honestly, and I'm okay with that. I wasn't okay with that. I really wasn't okay with being single, and I thought, you know, like, okay, fine, I'm gonna stay single for the rest of my life. And then I actually started dating somebody, and while that's not happening anymore, I realized, though, now, like, I don't have to be looking for those relationships. They'll come to me if they're meant to be, and, you know, this last one did. It didn't work out, and that's fine, but like, I don't need to be looking for a relationship all the time. Like, I'm going to be super busy here in like 2 weeks, starting with school again, and sports and work and all of those things. Like, I don't have time to like look for a relationship. I don't need to, like, it's not required. And a lot of people at this age are already in relationships, and if they're single, it's like, ugh, it sucks. But honestly, I'm okay with it. I understand that where I'm at in life is just not ideal for a relationship, and I am okay with that, but I need to not be looking for it. That's the thing that gets me in trouble, is when I go seeking relationships, because then I'm seeking them for the wrong reasons, and that's not really okay. Number 18 goes along with all of the health things that I've been talking about. I've learned a lot about becoming a healthier person in the last even just a few years, but the thing that, as an adult, since I'm shopping for my own food and my own like life, you know, if I want to be healthy, I'm not going to buy the things that make me unhealthy. So if I'm at the grocery store, I'm not going to buy those chips or those, I can't think of anything right now, but I'm not going to buy those things that make me feel guilty for eating them, that I have no self-control over, like gluten-free chocolate chip cookies. Oh my gosh. Homemade though, not like gross. Anyway, or I'm not going to buy the ingredients for that. Like, I'm not going to buy gluten-free pizza dough and make gluten-free pizza, or gluten-free pizza in general, like frozen pizza. Or like not ordering it from somewhere, or going out. Like, if I want to be healthy, I can't tempt myself with those things by purchasing them, even if I'm just in the mood for it in that moment. So don't purchase the things that tempt you. The 19th thing that I've learned is school is not necessary for everybody, but it is for me. I want to go to school to better myself as a student, as a career person looking for a new job. I need more experience, and I need to learn more about my trade before I can go out and do things. And so school is for me, but I also know that school's not for everybody. I mean, I've always grown up with like college is super, super important, and I'm not deterring anyone away from doing it, but I'm also not condemning somebody for not wanting to do it or not needing to do it because they've already established something in their life or they're doing something else. I mean, if it's something that's like they have nothing going on for them, I think they should go to school, because that's also something that taught me what I wanted to become, like how I wanted to live my life, and what I wanted to do with my life was by going to school. And so, you know, if you have nothing else going on, like, go to school. Like, I encourage that completely. But I also am not telling people like, you have to go to school. It's your life. You have to, I mean, I don't know. I'm not telling people that. I do know that it is for me though. So that's something that I learned, is that school is for me. So number 20 is something that has to do with being busy. And so I ask myself now, in the chaos of a busy day, I need to ask myself if what I'm doing is bettering my life. And if it's not, then I need to stop. If it doesn't bring me joy, I mean, obviously homework doesn't bring me joy, but like, it's bettering my life. If it doesn't bring me joy and it's not bettering my life, why am I doing it? Why am I doing this thing that makes me unhappy or does not do well for my life? So in the midst of chaos, I'm like, is this actually worth it? Like, is this helping me? Is this making my life better? Or is it just making me more tired, making me more busy? So I ask myself that question, like, when I'm super busy, like, is this even worth it? And I have to answer yes or no. And if I answer no, I'm going to cut that thing out of my life. So that is something I've learned. So number 20, something I've learned is don't create impossible dreams that you know you can't achieve, like marrying Leonardo DiCaprio or something like that. But create dreams that push your limits. So like, I have a dream to create a film of some sort. It doesn't, I mean, the impossible dream that I would see that I don't think would happen. I mean, it could, you never know. But like, my impossible dream wouldn't be like to get a movie in Hollywood that would get some big A-list actors that I've either produced, written, or directed. And that's like my Hollywood dream, you know, my big dream or whatever. But my small time dream could be to create an independent film, because that's still extremely difficult. I still have like a million things to do with it. I still have to learn the trade. I still have to do all of these things, but it's a little bit more realistic, but it's also pushing me to work harder. And so I could have that kind of dream, or my dream could be on YouTube, like to hit 500,000 subscribers or something like that. I would never go to the level of 1 million, because I doubt that'll happen. But, you know, like or even 250,000, you know, or 10,000. Like, I have not even 100 right now. So it's like having a goal in mind that pushes me to work harder, and a dream to become this person. I have those dreams, but I'm not putting them at such a high standard that I don't feel like I'm ever going to fulfill that dream. So, yeah, so just set possible dreams, but make sure they challenge you. Number 22 is you don't have to do what everyone else is doing in your life. Your life is unique for a reason. And so when I was in high school, I felt like I had to go straight to a UC. I had to become this person, move away, and go to school and whatever. And that's not what I did. And I hated my life because of it. I thought I had to do what everybody else was doing. I just went to a JC, played sports, went to school for a while, did Bible school. Like, there's just so many things that were so different, and I hated that it was so different from everybody else. But now I'm realizing, as I'm 26 and a lot of people I went to school with are done with school, or they have their masters even, and I don't even have my bachelor's yet, and I'm working on it now, that I did a lot more though. I went to school for a little bit, then I stopped because I wanted to figure out what I wanted to do. I went to Russia for a year. I've been all over the world. I have moved back. You know, there's so many things that have happened. I did a 2-year internship program that changed my life. Like, I have done so many different things, and it's nothing compared to anybody else's life. And so I realized that I need to stop comparing myself to what everybody else is doing, that what I'm doing is right for me, and it's unique for a reason. And so that's something I've had to come to terms with. Like, my life is not going to be anything like anybody else's. Number 23 is I may think I look cool, but I really don't. So on days where I'm like really feeling myself, you know, because everybody has those days, I think that I look cool and I really don't. I think that I don't know, I want to say specific words, but I can't because I know some young children who watch this, but I really think that I'm the bee's knees, and I'm not, and that's okay. I mean, I can be confident in myself, but to think that I'm cool is a wrong statement. I mean, I don't know. I just think that we think more of ourselves than we actually are or have or whatever, and I'm just Teresa, and that needs to be okay with me. And while I might be cool to some people, I need to stop expecting that or trying to be cool, because that just makes me uncool. It makes me, I don't know, I feel like I'm in high school again, talking about being cool and uncool anyway. Anyway, so I may think I'm cool, but I'm really not. That's something else I learned. 24, we're almost there. Drinking is overrated. Like, I have a drink on occasion, like at whatever, but I've realized that people just really make it into something that's not fun. They either get completely hammered, or that's what they do on the weekends, and I'm like, that's not my life. That's not, like, I don't want to be that person who is drinking all the time. It's just not my thing. And I mean, as much as it's fun or whatever and I enjoy it, I don't like who I become when I drink. And so while it's fun, you know, every once in a while, like that party life of doing it every weekend, like I outgrew that like a long time ago. I'm 26. I think I didn't do it until I was like 22, and I did it for a little while. Like, not getting hammered or anything like that, but just drinking a lot. And I just realized it's not really necessary to do. I'd rather spend my time doing other things and remembering what I did. 25, 2 more. There's nothing wrong with wanting space from people. So having alone time, like, I'm completely alone in a quiet house right now, and normally there's 4 kids running around. They're almost home, so I need to finish this video. But there's nothing wrong with wanting space, and I love these kids and I love living here, but there's nothing wrong with me wanting some quiet time. Same with their parents. They want quiet time too, you know, or like, just people in general. When I need alone time, like, there's nothing wrong with needing alone time or wanting space. As long as you're doing it healthily and you're not hiding in a hole, and you're not avoiding people just because you're sad or whatever. It's okay to have space and to want it. It's actually probably healthy to have some space every once in a while, especially when you don't get it very often, or you're used to having it all the time and now you don't. Like, I'm used to having it all the time and now I don't. And so it's just a transition period, and there's nothing wrong with wanting space, but there's also something wrong with like needing space all the time. So there's a healthy balance. So you just need to find it. Last thing that I have learned, number 26, super easy. It's to love always. That's my life motto. There's a lot of ways I could explain this to you, except I just want to say, like, love people all the time. Love people, love animal, love creation, like, love. Like, that's all you should do, is exude love. And I'm not a perfect example of this. Nobody is, but like Jesus was. But exude love even to your I don't want to call them enemies, but people you don't get along with. And show love to your family who you might argue with all the time. Or you need to show love in some way, whether that's saying I love you, or that's doing an act of kindness, or not fighting with that person, or not ignoring them because you don't like them, or, you know, offering to help somebody. I don't know. Just show love and love all the time. Like, that's the best thing you can do. It's so good for your soul, and it's so good for your heart, and then it's so good for those around you when you show them love and you just love people. All right, so that is my long list of 26 things. Technically this is 13, and then the other one was 13, but that's my long list of 26 things. Super long videos, but I have learned a lot in my 26 years of life, and I'm really hoping that this has taught you guys something. Comment down below your favorite thing that you learned that I learned, or what you are learning and you're putting into action now, or something that you've learned that maybe I didn't talk about. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way. No, nobody? Okay. Anyway, so